What's good, Commanders fans? Gonna go over this depth chart here real quick for you guys. So, I guess to start off, I mean, the things that really stood out to me was JCM being a fifth string running back. I mean, it's not a big deal. You got to remember that. Excuse me. This is the first unofficial depth chart, so whatever they put down is not set in stone for week one. We have 3 preseason games, couple practices to go as well. We have the joint practice on Wednesday. So there's a lot of factors and a lot of things to go into who's going to start or who's second string, who's third string, who's fourth, fifth, or whatever, who's on the practice squad, stuff like that. So there's a lot of things to change. I mean, JCM's got a lot of reps with the ones. So like I said, I wouldn't panic or bat an eye or anything like that at this. You just have to let things play out. And they want him on the roster. So at worst, he would be third string. I think he would be ahead of Jeremy McNichols. They may I even feel like they may keep 3 running backs instead of 4. That's how much I really think they like JCM. You look at the clip where Cliff is cheering in the background when JCM does a jump cut and runs for a touchdown. I put up a clip on Twitter today where he did a jump cut and got into the second level. So he's been balling so far. Every beat reporter or media member has been saying that he's had a heck of a camp so far as well. So I wouldn't put much stock into him being fifth string as well. All right, so let's see who else. Eckler's a starting kick returner. Josh Johnson's quarterback 3. He's in front of Sam Hartman, which I figured. I think Cliff said he's had an up and down camp so far. He did throw an interception right to Cam Madrano when I was there in person on Tuesday. And Josh Johnson's been in the league for 19 years, so I'm not surprised that Josh Johnson would come in and, outplay Sam a little bit. And we'll see. That's another thing you got to wait for the preseason games too. Like, Sam might play better than Josh Johnson for quarterback 3. And the great thing is that we don't really have to worry about quarterback 2 or 3 like we have had to in the past under the Rivera era, or really for the past 20 years, to be honest. Not just Rivera, but the 20, 25 years. We've had, for the most part, we've had to be like, oh, man, we got to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster. We have to do that. And I really feel like we don't have to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster. I don't really think it's necessary. Now, somebody commented yesterday on my 53-man roster projection. They said that Mariota has been banged up. So I get it if you want to do that. But in my opinion, I think you only really need to keep 2 guys at the quarterback position on the 53-man roster. They did say starting at right tackle Wiley or Connerly. That is funny. Like, you don't see that much in the league. Typically, you just see a name, not somebody's name or the next person. And we know Cliff likes to do the platoon swapping and the switching guys out and stuff like that with Cornelius Lucas and Brandon Coleman last year, and it worked. So I'm not gonna gripe at it, man. It worked. So I guess if he wants to do that again to develop his guy in Josh Connerly, go ahead and do it. Wiley's not bad, man. He's a legitimate starting right tackle in the league, so he's not bad. He's a starting right tackle. So he did a fine job. He was good enough last year. And like I said, like I always say, Jaden makes offensive linemen better because he's elusive. He can move. He's mobile. He's quick. He can make something shake. He can make something out of nothing. So he's going to make his offensive line better anyway. So, of course, they still have to be good, of course. But, he's going to make guys better. Trying to think what else stands out here. So, Brandon Coleman at left guard. We knew that was going to happen. Tyler Biadasz, of course, at center. Sam Cosmi at right guard. Andrew Wiley at right tackle. Alec Grady as a backup. Michael Dieter is your second string center because Nate Herbig retired. Chris Paul, backup left guard. Foster Sorrell, backup left tackle. He's going to be your swing tackle. Tyree Phillips, third string. And then you look at your receivers. You have Terry McLaurin, of course, but he's in brackets because, the whole pup list thing. All right, so I was at the receivers. Terry McLaurin, Michael Gallup, your second string receiver, and that's why I got a weird feeling he's going to make the roster. I really do. But then again, you look at KJ Osborne, and he's your starting punt returner. He's your starting punt returner on the depth chart, which is really, really odd because, Jalen Lane was drafted to be the starting punt returner. But once again, that's going to change. They're not going to start KJ Osborne as the starting punt returner. That's not going to happen. Jalen Lane is the backup. Demetric Felton's third string. Kaz Allen's fourth. Austin Eckler is your first string kick returner. Luke McCaffrey, kick returner again. Debo's not the starting kick returner, so we'll see if they change that up. But I know a lot of people are concerned about Austin Eckler starting at kick returner. So there you have it. They're not concerned about the concussions. They're going to give him a chance again. He was all-pro last year, which I understand. I mean, he was all-pro. Like, if it wasn't like the Giants game, that should have been a touchdown, and then he ran a really nice one back against the Bengals on Monday Night Football that really helped us out. Demetric Felton, third string, and then Casimir Allen, fourth. And then, of course, you got Tressway, Matt Gay, and Tyler as your long snapper, kicker, and punter, special teams. Let's see here. Tight ends, of course, pretty standard. Zach Ertz, Ben Sinnott, Cole Turner, and John Bates, Colton Yankiff, and Lawrence Cager. So that's pretty standard. I got 4 tight ends making a roster. Wide receiver, Noah Brown. KJ's the backup to Noah. Luke is the backup to Debo. Jalen Lane is third string. I think Jalen Lane will surpass Luke McCaffrey, though. But KJ Osborne is up there, man. So let's see here. So Terry McLaurin, Michael Gallup, and then Noah Brown, KJ Osborne, and Debo Samuel, Luke McCaffrey. But Jalen Lane's there, too. So it's hard to make an assumption from this depth chart, really. But I think them putting KJ Osborne as a punt returner is intriguing. Like, they probably will have him make the team. Actually, I'll say KJ Osborne over Michael Gallup at this point. But we got to see the preseason first. Chris Moore, third string, so he's not going to make the roster. Michael Strachan's not going to make the roster. Braylon Sanders, my guy, decent defenders guy, is not going to make the roster. Big play Tay, not making a roster. Jacoby Jones, not making a roster. Maybe the practice squad for those guys. We'll see. And then running back, like I said, JCM, fifth string, behind C-Rod and Jeremy McNichols. Demetric Felton and Casimir Allen come in fifth and sixth, or sixth and seventh. The defense is pretty simple here. Dietrich Wise is your starting defensive end. And then Dorrance is your starting defensive end as well. Von Miller, outside linebacker. Jacob Martin is the backup. Jacob Martin's going to make the team. TJM, the rugby star, is your third string guy, practice squad. Dorrance, starter. Jalen Holmes, backup defensive end. RJ Jones, third string. Javon Kinlaw is your starter. Deron Payne, your starter. Eddie Goldman is going to be your primary backup for Deron Payne. Johnny New is going to be a primary backup for Javon Kinlaw. Carl Davis, practice squad. Sheldon Day, practice squad backup. Javonte Jean-Baptiste will make the roster. He's your third string defensive end. Fehoko, practice squad. Ricky Barber, fourth string practice squad. Noel Pollard, fourth string practice squad as well. So that's the depth chart for the defensive line. Bobby Wagner, pretty cut and dry with the linebackers. Bobby Wagner starter, Frankie Louvu starter, Jordan McGee backup, Nick Ballore backup, special teams ace. Dom Hampton third string, Kane Madrano third string. I have 5 backers making a roster. I have Kane making it over Dom Hampton. Ali Cahoe practice squad, Cam Arnold practice squad, both UDFA guys. Cornerback room, Marshawn, Trey's starting, man. They got Trey starting. That's good to see, man. I love to see it. I love to see what a passion. He's earned that starting spot already. And let's see how he does in the joint practice versus Stephon Diggs. And some of the preseason games coming up. And Demario Douglas for the Patriots as well. Mikey Sanders still starter. So those are your 3 starters, man. Look how far we've come, man. We've come a long way. Come a long way from what we had last year. Bobby Price backup on the practice squad. John Jones, your backup, who's going to play a lot. Noah your backup, who's going to play a lot behind Mikey Sanders still in the slot. Excuse me. Carlin Vidgers, practice squad. Kayvon Seymour, practice squad. Alan George. All 4 of those corners at the last spot are going to be on the practice. Well, not all 4 are going to be on the practice squad, but those are practice squad guys for sure. Will Harris, you're starting strong safety. Quan Martin, you're starting free safety. Percy Butler, backup. Jeremy Reeves, all-pro backup. Tyler Owens, your 5th safety that's going to make the roster. So he's on the third string. Even though he's been getting first-team reps, they put him on the third string. Ben Nickel, practice squad, and then Robert McDaniel from Jackson State, 6th string or 4th string, and will be on the practice squad. So that's really it. The only thing that's really stand out to me right now is KJ Osborne is your punt returner. Sam Hartman, 4th, and then Josh Johnson, 3rd. Kane Madrano tied with Dom Hampton, but I think Kane's going to beat up Dom Hampton for that roster spot. 5 corners are going to make it, like I said, with my 53-man. And then Tyler Owens, 3rd string, even though he's getting first-team reps, which is pretty standard, pretty normal. And then they do trust Austin Eckler to run back kicks and not get concussed. Knock on wood. Cole Turner still on the roster. He's still fighting. Lawrence Cager still on the roster. He's still fighting. And then Ja'Cory Brooks back up to the backup, 4th string. Jalen Lane is in the odd spot. And then that's really it for the most part. But it looks like they're loving KJ Osborne on this list, man. It looks like they're really loving him on this list. For sure. They really are. And then Andrew Wiley or Josh Connolly is definitely interesting the way they did that as well. So let me see if there's any other points that I wanted to point out. But other than that, like I said, it's pretty chill. Like we don't have any like crazy things. Like I said with the Colts, where they're talking about Anthony Richardson versus Daniel Jones. So that's something to take a look at. But other than that, that's it. All right, you guys let me know what you guys think. As always, Hell's Commanders. Peace.